Which of the port numbers listed below are reserved for NetBIOS services? There's a lot of ports here. Let's rule out the ones that are totally incorrect. It's going to be 135. Port 135 is used for other things we don't need to get into in this video. Port 136 is actually left blank. And if we're talking TCP or UDP, that's blank. Now let's look at the rest, 137, 138, and 139. So 137 for NetBIOS. That is a UDP 137. UDP 137 for NetBIOS is for name resolution. Remember, UDP stands for User Datagram Protocol. It's used to send fast, lightweight, kind of smaller packets. The only thing it gives up is reliability. So you're trading speed for reliability, and for name resolution, basically how multiple devices on a LAN are able to find each other just looking for each other. You want that to be fast, and you don't really need to send a lot of information to do that. So that's why it's a UDP port 137, and that is for NetBIOS. UDP 138, also for NetBIOS. It's a NetBIOS datagram services, and it's basically for connectionless communication. Connectionless communication, when we're talking about data, is basically when you have a client computer requesting information and you're not originally sending information as a server, right? The client is like, hey, I want something, so they have to ask for it. That's connectionless. For connection communication, that's actually going to be the next one, which is TCP port 139, which is a NetBIOS session service when you need to connect. When you, the server, are providing file sharing, doing printer setup, and all that stuff. So 136 and 135 are both incorrect answers. 137 is UDP 137, and it's NetBIOS name resolution, how devices find each other on a network. UDP 138 is for the NetBIOS datagram service, and that's basically when a client is asking the server for something. This is UDP because it can also be lightweight. TCP, when the service is providing something. So this is different than 138 because the client is asking for something, right? TCP, you're providing files. This is the NetBIOS session service. You need to connect. So you're providing files, you want to guarantee delivery, you want to make sure everything gets to the client. So it might take more time, but it's going to be reliable versus UDP 138, which is faster, but not reliable. So those are our answers. UDP port 137, UDP port 138, and TCP port 139 are the port numbers listed below reserved for NetBIOS sessions. And remember, UDP is User Datagram Protocol and TCP is Transmission Control Protocol.